got ourselves game 2 and 3 of the NLCS between the Arizona Diamondbacks and Cincinnati Reds. Diamondbacks coming off a nice 7-5 victory in game 1. And now we're going to try to tear this series right open. And they have this game at home as well. So this is a good opportunity to do it. And the Reds lineup is looking similarly to game 1, in which Todd Woodruff was on the mound. But today, they'll have to face off against Joe Musgrove. Musgrove had a solid first outing of the postseason back in Game 2 of the NLDS against the New York Mets. Let's see if he can replicate that effort here tonight against the Reds. Let's go inning number 1, as here is the leadoff hitter, Jose Peraza. And that ball is right down Main Street, and he's going to strike out. Diamondbacks going with their regular lineup, as not much difference. They've started all of their starters, all 7 playoff games so far, which is interesting, as it's going to be Tanner Roark, the former National, on the mound. His first postseason game was not the best, pitching 5 innings, allowing 5 runs, getting the L, striking out only 4 batters. And here's Nick Williams, who really struggled in the NLDS, but my oh my, has he had a very good start to the NLCS, or at least he's gotten off to a good start hitting the ball. I think his base running could use some work as he gets into a pickle. That pickle is longer than mine. Wink, wink. And then here's Mike Moustakas a few batters later, getting it into right. But Yasiel Puig says transaction denied. Puig getting dirty on that one. That's how the first inning would end. Let's move on to inning number 2. Here's Scooter Gennett as he gets that one past the glove of Marcus Semien for a single. So the Reds have themselves a base runner, but it won't amount to anything. Ramon Barritos strikes out, ending the top of the second. Musgrove looking good early. On the bottom now of the inning, Marcell Ozuna striking out. Good start to this game for Tanner Roark. And then here's David Peralta. He has been red hot, and he's going to try to keep the hot streak alive. As David Peralta gets his 5th straight game of hitting a home run, 7th of the postseason. The Diamondbacks so far in the playoffs are 4-0 when he homers, 0-2 when he doesn't. So Reds fans, I would be worried right now, because David Peralta, when he's on, so is the rest of his team. And then here's Joe Musgrove laying down the bunt. He's safe at first. Castillo at second. Bad play at third from Eugenio Suarez. So now 2 on, nobody out for Nick Williams. He's going to shop gap. Castillo rounding third, headed home. Arizona makes it 2-0. And they have 2 runners in scoring position with no outs. So let's just say they're probably not done yet. But Moustakas strikes out, and the Reds may get out of the jam, and I only say may for a reason. Marcell Ozuna singles, Musgrove scores now 3-0, inning finally over with a strikeout from Jake Lamb. But definitely a rough outing so far for Mr. Roark, and it has also been a rough outing for the Reds lineup. There's Eugenio Suarez striking out, and then Scooter Gennett. He's just a window shopper, because he's just looking now into the 5th. There's Tanner Roark striking out, little pitcher-on-pitcher crime. And then Jose Peraza going down looking. Musgrove is on a tear. He's been an excellent acquisition from Pittsburgh here in this year's deadline. Now on to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Marcell Ozuna. Solid game up to this point, and him, like Nick Williams, really struggled in the NLDS, but he's playing a lot better in this series. He starts fanning off with a no-run double. Jake Lamb gets that one right down the pike. That one went right between the pitcher's legs. Ozuna sliding in safe. Scores now 4-0. Arizona looking very good. And then David Peralta gets that one right by the pitcher. It looked like he was aiming for the umpire. That'll be a single. And now the score is 5-0. Nick Williams draws a walk, and the bases are loaded for Mookie Betts, who is shopping gap. 1 run comes home. A second one will follow. Nick Williams is going to head home, and Mookie Betts with a 2-out, bases clearing triple. Diamondbacks now up 8-0. This lineup is absolutely on fire. Now to the 7th inning. Reds need to start a rally of some sort as Ramon Brito gets that one over the fence for a double. 2 on, 2 out. Nice play at the hot corner from Moustakas. And the Reds still scoreless through 7 frames. Now to the bottom of the 7th, Marcell Ozuna gets that one right down the pike, and he takes advantage. Deep shot into center field, back at the wall, and she is a goner. Marcell Ozuna gives Arizona a 9-0 lead, and then Jake Lamb is going to make it 10-0. Diamondbacks go back-to-back. This lineup is on a tear. Arizona really struggled at times hitting the ball in the NLDS, but this is the lineup we all know and love. Now into the 8th inning, Arizona turns the double play. Moustakas tags for runner, gets the force out, and then that's a deep ball into left field. Warning track, power at the wall, and it is caught. Reds do not score in this one. That's how this affair will end. Arizona Diamondbacks get the win 10-0. The pitching was very good. Joe Musgrove, oh my word, did he have himself a night. And then the bats were on fire. So now Game 3 in Cincinnati at Great American Ballpark. And if the Reds lose, their season is pretty much over. And speaking of 2-0 series, the ALCS is currently 2-0. Boston currently over Cleveland, as the Reds are going to put on their ace, Luis Castillo, as he tries to revive their season. Castillo's 1-1 with a 4.50 ERA in 2 postseason appearances, both of which were in the NLDS against Washington. Here's Nick Williams, the leadoff batter, and you thought Nick Williams played well last game. He finished this one 4 for 4 as Williams, shop and gap, headed to third, and once again, he will get himself a triple. Nick Williams on fire right now, and he should be able to score here as Moustakas deep enough ball into center field, it would be caught, but Williams will tag home easily. Diamondbacks on the board with a quick 1-0 lead. As Cincinnati, if their offense did what they did in the last game, then you can count this one over. However, Marcell Ozuna does strike out. Let's see if Castillo and the Reds can get onto a roll. Taijuan Walker on the mound for the D-backs. We don't get his card, which is annoying because I am lazy. But Walker in 7 innings, back in Game 3 of the NLDS. He only allowed 1 run, getting 12 Ks and a win. And his defense is going to turn the double play there on Jesse Winker. Arizona's infield was more chemistry than a science project. On to the 2nd. Jake Lamb starting the inning off of a walk. Low fastball will get him. There's David Peralta. He's going to strike out. And you can't really get mad if Peralta has a bad game or two. That guy's been on fire. 7 home runs here in the postseason so far. We've only seen 7 games of action, as the Reds have been doing a good job of putting the ball in play so far. There's a quick double, and that single will be unable to score him, but it puts runners on the corners with no outs. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the textbook definition of a beautiful opportunity for Cincinnati. That time it doesn't work out. Yasiel Puig strikes out. And then 1 gone here for Ramon Brito. He places that one perfectly into left. Run scores. Game tied at 1. So Cincinnati trying to take advantage of this. However, the inning will end with a double play off the bat of Tyler Stevenson. But Cincinnati does drive in 1. On to the 3rd. Nick Williams with his second base hit of the day. Also the second base hit of the day for the Diamondbacks. As Mookie Betts strikes out, Williams might be just held on first for hostage. And the inning will end with a nice defensive play from Brito. On the bottom of the 3rd, Jesse Winker draws a walk. 2 on, 1 out. Now 2 gone for Scooter Gennett, and it is caught. Diamondbacks get out of the jam. The Reds are getting a bunch of base runners early. Now on to the 4th. Semien goes down looking. Questionable call from the umpire on the outside fastball. Nice play at 3rd for Moustakas. Diamondbacks turn another double play. See that science project over there? This infield has even more chemistry. On to the 5th inning. Diamondbacks get their first hit of the day from a guy not named Nick Williams, and it's by Wellington Castillo. So 1 gone. There's Taijuan Walker. It just bounces fair. Puig cannot get it. And this is where things get really awkward. Yasiel Puig makes a nice throw. Walker and Castillo are stuck. So Castillo is tagged out. Walker advances to second. But still, I don't know how to describe that. And Nick Williams, he's obviously going to get another base hit because he's Nick Superman Williams. That one in the gap. Taijuan Walker scores. Arizona takes a 2-1 lead. So Arizona does score regardless of the melee. On the bottom of the 6th, Adam Eaton strikes out. There's Eugenio Suarez. That one just bounces fair. Beautiful shot from Suarez. That'll be a 2-out single from a former Detroit Tiger, but it doesn't matter as let me hop on that scooter and ride you till I can't no more. Scooter Jeanette strikes out. Now into the 7th inning. Here's David Peralta striking out. Beautiful pitch from Tyler Thornburg, who's in for Luis Castillo. And then there's Wellington Castillo, who strikes out as well. On the bottom of the 7th, Taijuan Walker is surprisingly still in the game as Moustakas tries to barehand the play. His throw is off. Lamb has to get off at first, and Puig is safe. So, 2 on, 1 out for the pinch hitter, Tucker Barnhart, and he goes yard. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, the Cincinnati Reds have taken the lead. Tucker Barnhart, the backup catcher, will put Cincinnati up by 2. Eaton strikes out. But man, the Diamondbacks might actually pull off the Cincinnati Bengals in this game. Reds fans probably know all too much about those Bengals as Nick Williams gets his 4th base hit of the day. Marcell Ozuna, the following batter, gets a single. 2 on, 2 outs for Mike Moustakas. Perfect opportunity, and it's actually Jake Lamb up, my bad. Usually Moustakas is at the 3rd spot. Today it's Lamb. But Lamb hits a single. Bases are loaded for Simeon, and he's going to have a weak play to Brito. 8th inning done. So now we go to the top of the 9th. Matt Bowman want to get the save for Cincinnati in 2 innings. He's gotten 2 saves in 2 games. So he's done pretty well so far for Cincy here in the postseason as he strikes out David Peralta. Peralta did not go yard in this game. That could have been the Diamondbacks' kryptonite. And then down to your final out, the pinch hitter, Pavin Smith. That's how your game would end. The Diamondbacks have 0 base hits from their bench players so far here in the postseason. And the Cincinnati Reds keep the series alive. They win it in front of their home crowd 4-2. Cincy knew they had to win this game, and that's what they did. The NLCS just got interesting, folks. Have a good one. Peace.